Let's look at speed, distance, time calculations. So we have a little triangle here with D at the top for distance, and at the bottom we have speed and time. So if you want to work out distance, it's at the top, and the other two things that you have is your speed and time, and they're beside each other at the bottom. In algebra, whenever you have a letter beside another letter, that means that you're multiplying. So to work out distance, you're doing speed multiplied by time. If you want to work out time then, so time is equal to, well, distance is at the top and speed is, or distance is at the top and speed is at the bottom. So when you have a letter over a letter in algebra, that means you divide. So it is distance divided by speed. And finally, the last one, if you want to work out speed, speed is equal to, well, again, you have distance at the top, you have time at the bottom, so they're over each other, so that means divide. So it's distance divided by time. So let's look at a couple of examples here of how you use these formulas. So on our first question here, AG1, it says work out the speed when a car travels 150 miles in 3 hours. So the first thing you want to do is identify which formula you need to use. So it says work out speed. So we're going to write down speed is equal to, and then we've distance over time, so that's divide. Distance divided by time. Now, our distance in the question is 150 miles. We're going to write in 150 miles in place of the D. And the time is 3 hours. So to work out our speed, we're going to do 150 divided by 3. So 150 divided by 3 is 50. Now our units have to match up. So our distance was miles, our time was an hour, so our speed for that would be in miles per hour. The 3 units must tie together. Let's look at our second example. If you want to pause the video at this point and try this one by yourself, go ahead and then unpause the video and you can work through it with me to see whether you have been able to get it right. So example 2, work out the time it takes a runner to run 200 metres at a speed of 5 metres per second. So we're trying to work out here the time. It says work out the time. So time is equal to, so if we look at our formula here, distance is over speed. So that means we're dividing distance over speed. So our distance is 200 metres. And our speed is 5 metres per second. So we're going to do 200 divided by 5. That's 40. Now this is a time. And you'll see here in a question that we had 5 metres per second. So this time is in seconds. So it's 40 seconds it would take them to run 200 metres. Sometimes you might need to change that. For example, if that had been 2000 divided by 5 and it was 400 seconds, well then you might need to change that into minutes, because we wouldn't only talk about 400 seconds, we would change that into minutes, a sensible unit. Okay, we have a couple of exam questions here to try. So the first one here says, a lorry travels 100 miles at an average speed of 25 miles per hour. Work out how long. So that means we're working out time. So time is equal to, if you remember back to your triangle, distance was at the top, speed was at the bottom. So it's a divide, distance divided by speed. So your distance here is 100 miles. And your speed is 25 miles per hour. And we're working out time. So 100 divided by 25 is 4. Now this is the time, and we need to think about what the units for that time is. Well, it's miles per hour, so that means that is 4 hours. So we'll put 4 in on our answer line. Right, second example here, the second exam question we have is, a pigeon flies for 7 hours at a speed of 70 kilometres per hour. Calculate how far the pigeon flies. So again, if you want to pause the video and try this one on your own, go ahead, and then we'll go through it after. So the first, it's asking us here for calculate how far, so it's distance. Now, if you remember back to your triangle, distance was at the top and the other two, speed and time, are beside each other at the bottom. So that means we're going to be multiplying speed times by time. So distance is equal to speed, so it's 70 kilometers per hour times by 7 hours. So if we do 70 times 7, well, 7 sevens is 49, and put a 0 on it, 490. Now this is the distance, so we go back to our units we have last time. There is our distance, that is 490 kilometers, because all three units must tie together. So that there goes with that, those two go together, and these two here, ours and ours, they match up. So you have to have those matched up to make sure you have the right answer. So our answer here is 490 kilometers.